that really just goes with the whole profits over pennies thing.
Yeah, because I think that people are looking because I think this is their first foray into investing, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on with it now?" And I think people just need to calm down just a minute, let this company settle itself. Let it do what it's supposed to do. I think that they think that just because Jay Z is behind it is supposed to automatically jump out of the fresh out of the frying pan into the fry. Music biz number one supplier. I think they think about that. So I kind of want to talk about the title, and I also want to talk about since we have the playoffs right now, the economics of the playoffs, man. Cause I was watching the Houston game and I seen Bun B sitting courtside, and in Houston I seen there was a more prevalent presence of people of color sitting close. You know,
That's Houston.
that's just
Yes,
Houston
comparison to
to every other playoff game I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Because we actually people of color actually pour a lot into the NBA. As we're looking at this commercial right now, we can see that but it's really expensive for you to go to a game
Yeah.
if you're not a season ticket holder, and then being a season ticket holder is gonna cost you some money.
You ain't even going to every game.
Yeah, you're not even going to every game, so maybe talk about the dynamics of that title, and get Baltimore in there.
Alright, what's up, everybody? This your boy Eric Patrick, the Hip Hop Stock Doc, here from Black Market Exchange. Thanks for tuning in to the next episode of Brent, Money, and Life. I'm here with my boy CP. He's over here giggling. I don't know what's going on.
Yo, what's up, people, man? Cause I told him to kick it off, but you gotta kick it off. You ready, CP? You ready?
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. We're ready, man. We're ready. We keeping everything from now. Every episode, you guys are gonna get all snap. I'm not cutting out anything anymore.
Okay. All right. Let's get it together. You ready,
right.
CP?
Yeah, I'm ready, E. I've been ready. I'm born ready. I know you ready. Hey guys, before he starts the spiel on all the good things that you guys need to check out, the Hip Hop Stock Doc is a genius. He's blessed. His mind is blessed. Man, we have been working on some things. And matter of fact, let me say, he has been working on some things, and he has been throwing them across my desk, and I'm like, whoa. This is Black Rob 1999. Whoa.
Man, he was on Combat Jack the other day.
I checked it out. I did check it out. So give them the spiel, man. Give them where they need to go. Check us out.
So of course, the website www.thebmax.com. Instagram page. Definitely be following us. We starting this BMX photo challenge.
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
It's a May photo a day. I'm sure a lot of you remember those. They were real hot, maybe like a couple of years ago, where every day during the month you would post, a certain thing. So like it might say yellow, green, hamburger. You have to post these things every day. So we got a May challenge, 31 days, and we got something in there where it's gonna be, post a stock, a food stock, post a healthcare stock, post an ETF, post a hip hop investor. We got all different kind of stuff.
Hip hop artist, R&B, a energy stock, I believe.
It's all kind of.
It's all kinds of stuff. It's just what, and that's just to get you outside of the box and get you thinking about things that you would not necessarily run parallel to one another. You think about. I'm sorry. You think about like Nipsey Hussle, but you wouldn't. You think about Nipsey Hussle only in rap terms, but Nipsey Hussle is a great businessman and he's a great investor because he invested in himself.
Yeah.
So you gotta. We just kind of want to get you outside of that box and get you actually looking at things outside of that box.
Yeah, it'll teach you just to actually seek it out, like you said, and it's funny because even at the end we can compile all the stocks that everybody's posting and actually make a portfolio. Like this is something that different people are investing in, and you can see like, oh, this is what everybody's in. Maybe I can look at all these groups of stocks and see maybe which one fits best for me. You know, which one might fit my price range, which companies I know about, which ones I don't know about, things like that. So I think it's going to be real good. You know, we still polishing up the In the Black Starter Pack, the 5-day course. We got some videos, and we've been looking at them, and it's gonna be.
It's gonna be.
I don't even know how to explain it.
It's gonna be dynamic. Let's put it like that. It's gonna be dynamic. I've checked out the videos, and I think, you know, they are way. They're up there. They're up there, man. The quality is good. The content is good. I think when you guys see these videos, you're gonna be like, "This is exactly what I needed." Exactly. Yeah. You're gonna take the X off there. You're just gonna say, "This is exactly what I needed."
I don't think people understand like how much they're gonna get in a 5-day time span.
Yeah.
Yet it's not gonna be complicated.
And it's not gonna be expensive.
No,
it's not gonna be expensive. It's not gonna be complicated. It's not gonna be over your head. It's not gonna be a complicated algorithm that you gotta figure out. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be simple. It's gonna be to the point, but it's gonna be so effective. So effective. You're gonna be like, okay, I got that, and you'll be able. When I looked at it, because I was there for some of the taping, and I was not there for other parts of the taping. But when I looked at it, it would be real beneficial if you could take notes, right? Mm-hmm. But you know how like when you're in class and you're taking notes and your teacher's just going on and on. The way this is structured, that we have structured this, you'll be able to take notes and you won't miss a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's quick points. It's elaborated on. The points are elaborated on well, and then it goes to the next thing. And you can just take the notes, and you can, you know, it's online. You can go back and rewind.
Yeah.
You know, not just you slept through class or anything. You gotta say, man, did you get the notes?
Right.
But check us out on YouTube as well. Subscribe, comment, you know, likes, dislikes. Check us out on SoundCloud as well. We are trying to bring you the best content that we can. We're trying to bring it to you frequently, and we are trying to bring content that is not just we're throwing it out, but content that has context and also has validity. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do, man. And like I always say, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for subscribing, following, retweeting, all those things. We have people all across America. We have people in Africa. We have people in Lithuania. And we thank you guys for all that support, man. So what we got today on the list, man?
So I want to jump in this topic, you know, not too long because we talked about it before, but you know the whole TIDAL thing.
Yeah.
And you know we want to touch on it. Huh?
I said I'm mad, people.
We just want to touch on it just to really bring things into perspective. Now, of course, when TIDAL was first announced, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that." You know, crowd was going crazy. And now, you know, they posted about download numbers now, like in the App Store, and the numbers are falling off, you know, drastically. So now it's a complete opposite. People are bipolar with it. Now it's like, oh, is it going to be something?
Yeah.
So it's either it's like it's an all or nothing almost. And I just want people to understand, now this is from an investor standpoint. I by no means am saying that this company won't be successful as a stock, but you got to let it do its thing and find out.
Yeah, you gotta, I think.
Like, don't be upset if you can't invest in it right now. Or you know what I'm saying? Or if it don't do nothing by the end of the week. Yeah. Even if you were able to. Like, I just want people to understand, like, this is not checkers, it's chess.
Yeah. And people don't make your investment choices off of social media hearsay. You know, because I've seen some things, and I got a couple of things I want to hit with this. Now, the first thing I want to hit, the first topic I want to kind of go over with TIDAL is, I seen Jay-Z make some comments about it, you know, because it is his brand, his name is on the line, he is behind this, right? And he's basically telling people, wait a minute, chill out. chill out. You know, it is gonna do what it needs to do, but this is new for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is new for me as well as you. You know, and I think people equate Jay-Z with instant success automatically. Whatever he touches turns to gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're dealing with a company, when you're dealing with investments, when you're dealing with executives, CEOs, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on within the parent company of TIDAL, you know? And that's what a lot of people don't get. They just see TIDAL and TIDAL, yeah, TIDAL for all. And they don't see, you know, because I think it was not long after the announcement, the CEO, he resigned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
yeah. I didn't talk about that.
Yeah, he resigned. So that affects the company. That affects the stock of the parent company. That all those things are major key points to how a company and factors in how a company performs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that people wanted this to be an instant success, but instant successes are still not made overnight. You know, in order to be an instant success, you got to at least put 5 to 10 years in there. People be like, oh, he's an overnight sensation, but they don't really know that this artist or whoever's been grinding for 10 years before that. Before people like, oh, he just came out of nowhere. No, he didn't just come out of nowhere.
He been working.
Yeah, he's been working. He was grinding it out. He was in the basement. She was dancing. She was singing. She was writing. He was producing, whatever it was, you know? And they were grinding it out. And then now they get their shot. And everybody says, oh, it's just overnight. And I think that's how a lot of people look at things in a whole. They say, you know what? I want it right now. And they don't know that, you know, they look at Jay-Z's success and they say, oh, I want to be a boss like Jay-Z. But they don't know that he's been grinding since like 1989. Since I was a child.
Yeah, man. Back when he had the gold teeth.
Yeah. Since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, you know, everybody forgets about that whole grind when nobody even knew who Jay-Z was. Jamie Foxx told a great story. He said, man, this is right before Hard Knock Life had blew up. He said he threw a party in L.A., and Puffy was there, the Neptunes were there, and he said there's this one dude on the wall, nobody knew who he was, and it was Jay-Z, you know? That's a long grind, you know? And when you're looking at an investment like TIDAL is a long-term investment. And even if it's a short-term investment, short-term doesn't mean a week or two. People are like, yo, man, what's going on? I mean, man, the company is failing. It's been like, has it even been a month?
No, because the free memberships are still going on. I think it'll be a month like May 1st. The first week in May, it'll be a month.
Yeah, that's like with anything, man. You get a new toy, you play with it for a while, you put it down, then, you know, you come back to it, you know, and everybody get adjusted to it. You know, you be like, okay, yeah, now I see where it's going. Okay. But I think we have to give it time, and I think that you know, people need to kind of calm down. And if you want to invest in it, you know, you shouldn't just invest in something because Jay-Z has his name on it. You should look at it for at least 6 months. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely look at it. I mean, everything, of course, is gonna have its differences, but I mean, with this one, like, I would look at it definitely for months on it. I need to see some, and the reason that really is 6 months for this particular one is because you need to see some financial statements.
Yeah.
You need to get at least 2 quarters, and you might even need 3. Because if you think about it, this first quarter is not even gonna have that much revenue just because of the free trial.
Yeah, because
you gotta think about some of the people that haven't even signed up yet that may still sign up and get the free trial.
Yeah.
So you gotta have at least 2 or 3 quarters under the belt to even see how's it gonna generate money. Because, and I don't want to get on a tangent, but like if you look at what happened with Twitter today in the stock market. Twitter had its IPO in, I think it was November of 2012, I want to say.
I think
or 2013? So. No, 2013, I think.
Yeah, okay.
It was 2013. And So it's been just about a year and a half. The stock price. Now, when you have an IPO, you have an IPO price, but you actually have a first trade price. I want to get that clear.
Yeah, let them
because
know.
people always talk about I want to get on the IPO, but you ain't getting in on the IPO price. You're gonna pay probably double of what that pays because you gotta wait for that first trade. You gotta wait for all these big wig investors to get they pickings first.
Yeah, they like no son. Come on, son.
So Twitter had an IPO at first trade price of like 40 something bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter's at 40 something. Actually, Twitter's at like 39. It closed under 40 today.
Yeah.
So for the past year and a half, relative over that time, Twitter has not changed in price. Of course, it's went up. It's been as high as like $80 at one time. It's been as low as like 30. But if you look at it from start to finish, it's at the same price that it first opened up at. Yeah. But Facebook is twice as much as where it opened up at.
And there's a reason.
You know?
There's a reason behind that.
And so that's the whole thing with Twitter was when Twitter first had its IPO, everybody was like, oh, let me jump on. And not realizing like Twitter hasn't proved that they can make money yet.
They hadn't.
You know, now Brian, mind you, there's plenty of companies in the stock market that don't make money. I'm not, they're not the first one. But to be a brand new company out and to bank on it, like, you don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah. And that's what happened today. The stock price dropped like $10 in a day because the user volume's going down, and they can't really get the ad revenue like somewhere like Facebook because they don't know all the particulars and how to target specific audiences based on what their characteristics are.
Yeah, and you know what? I was talking to you earlier. I looked up some stats, and I didn't go over this stat with you, but the majority of Facebook users are moms. Mm-hmm. And that is a large powerhouse consumer base. Yeah. Powerhouse consumer
that's basically like a QVC kind of thing.
Yes, man. That is a large powerhouse consumer base. So when you look at Twitter, right, when Eric mentioned how they're going to make money, right, because you have to look at a company when you're looking to invest in a company, right? We here at the Black Market Exchange, I threw that in there. We want you to look at the company we want you to look at it wholly, as a whole entity, right? So, let's say you want to invest in Lay's. I'm just going to give this quick example, and then I'll go back to Twitter. You want to invest in Lay's, right? But you say, I invest in Lay's because I like eating Lay's potato chips, right? But you don't look at, like, okay, Lay's potato chips. We want you to look at I'm going to make some points, and we want you to look at these points, right? We want you to look at, okay, the country is trending where? A more healthy option, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we want you to look at that. We want you to look at, okay, I have this company. This is what they offer the consumer. Are the consumers trending towards this product or away from it? Mm-hmm. Because it's going to affect your long-term investment. That's why you see a lot of Lay's products now that are coming in baked form. Yeah. Because they have to compete. They have to compete with the organics, the non-GMOs, and things of that nature in order to stay competitive and have a stronghold on market share, right? Mm-hmm. You also want to look at the commodity in which they use. Commodity, the Hip Hop Stock Doc dropped that on you guys. Commodities are, the potatoes, right? Yeah. Say the potato crop, say a hurricane hits wherever they grow, or a tornado, right? And it wipes out the potato crop. And they're like, wow, it's going to take us 2 years to recover. Mm-hmm. When you're investing in something like that, you want to always look at things like that. So you can say, oh, okay, so their profits might be down for 2 years. Yeah. Because they're gonna pay a higher price for potato chips. Either they're gonna take it in the shorts, or they're gonna pass that on to the consumer. The chips are gonna go up. It's either one of the two. So when we're saying the Black Market Exchange wants to educate you so you can look at stocks in your whatever you invest in, whether it options, whatever it is, mutual funds, bonds, or whatever. We want you to look at the investment in a whole. to look at it. So now let's backtrack and let's go back to Twitter, right? So you have to look at Twitter. You say, okay, well, how are they gonna make money? You know, because they're not afforded the same opportunities with advertising revenue as Facebook. First of all, they don't have the demographics. Yeah. You know, and second of all, they don't pull as much information from you as Facebook. Yeah. You know, Facebook
knows everything about you.
They know everything about you. Everything. And I'm not saying that that's some kind of sinister plot. No, that's just how they make money. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a sinister plot. People like, they're stealing your information. Well, you're signing up for it, you know? You're signing up for it and what they're doing. So that's like if you're looking for a car online and you're searching for Dodges, right? Yeah. When you go into your email, guess what? You're gonna have Dodge ads on the side. Yeah. If you're searching for a Cadillac, you're gonna have Cadillac ads on the side. If you're searching for a new home, everything that you search,
it's instant.
Like, it's instant because these entities use your information and what you search for to market to you. They're like, hey, here's an opportunity where we can actually market to these people. You know, we can market to them. So, like, when you look at Twitter, you got to say, hey, you know, you have to look at it wholly. And that's what I want you guys to look at TIDAL as. I want you to look at the whole big picture of TIDAL, right? Yeah. Because, like Eric said, before they get an actual first quarter, like a true first quarter, it's going to be like 2 quarters, at least 2 more quarters from now, before they get a true first quarter.
Because now everybody's going to be paying by then.
Everybody's going to be paying by then because right now, okay, say for instance, right now they're still letting you sign up for the free, right? Yeah. So that's not going to drag out for 1 month. That's going to drag out for at least 3 months. That's going to be a whole quarter because say if I signed up at the first of this month, then my subscription is going to be over at the first of the next month. But say if I signed up at the end of this month, it's going to ride on through until the month after that. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So just depending on when you signed up is when all the free starts to go and then they get revenue. They need at least 1 month to get everybody paying. So that's 3 months right there. That's a whole quarter. Yeah. So you need at least a whole nother quarter just so we can get an official first quarter.
And that's 6 months.
Yeah, and that's 6 months. You still need a whole nother quarter before you can get an official, first quarter. And I hear people saying, well, it's expensive and this and that and we don't know if we should get it.
And with those thoughts, like if you're saying it's expensive, you got to think like, oh, it's too expensive for me to get. So would you invest in the stock for something that you would not buy yourself? That's my whole thing.
Preach.
You can't. I'm not saying this is everybody, but that's almost like a business. Like you can't start a business that you would not be a part of.
Yeah, don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you don't like Mooyah burgers, why would you invest in Mooyah burgers?
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Even if they're let's say you don't like Chipotle, right? If you got some cash, you might want to invest in Chipotle, right? You might want to do that. That's a good look but like we said, let's go back to looking at everything that encompasses Chipotle. Chipotle, you can only get 4 things. They have 4 kinds of meats, and you can count the number of stuff that you can get on there on your hands. What they're spending is so low compared to their profit margin. Yeah. Because they can charge you almost $8 for a burrito, right? When they're filling it up with rice that they paid so when they scoop that rice in there, you probably get 1/4 of a cent of rice. That's 1/4 of a cent. That's not even 1 penny yet. That's 1/4 of a penny scoop of rice. Because commodities like rice, beans, those commodities are low. You know. So let's say I don't like Chipotle, but you have to look at Chipotle as a whole and say I don't like Chipotle, but they got a good business model. Right, and they will be profitable into the future.
And the whole thing is you know for sure now that everybody's going to Chipotle.
Yeah, you know
when
that.
Chipotle first started, you couldn't necessarily say that.
You couldn't predict that.
But you would approach that situation the same way we're talking about TIDAL right now. You would approach it the same way. Oh, all they got is burritos. Are they really going to do something with that? And you look back, wow, they proven. Like
because the people who invested in Chipotle, they looked at it in a complete circle. They said, okay, all they got is burritos, right? But these burritos that they're making, they can charge this much, but it only costs them probably like 50 cents to make a burrito. Mm-hmm. So look at their profit margin.
Yeah.
So those people were like, yeah, I think this may be a good investment. Because they would have to be really, really doing bad for them to post negative profits, right? Because the profit margin is so high, you know. So they looked at it like that, and you got to look at TIDAL. So when you get ready to invest in TIDAL, you got to say, okay, it costs this much, but I'm getting so much better of a sound, and audiophiles sound is starting to matter again. And this isn't a podcast advocating TIDAL, but what we're saying is sound. People are starting to say, hey, I want that better sound. I'm willing to pay for that.
But do you think that's on a large scale though? Because once again, like let's go back to Facebook when you mentioned that it's mostly moms as the user base. Like let's think about who's listening to music as a whole. What's the user base? And
well, the demo.
Is it the younger people? That's why the sound quality is so important. Like, what's the demo that makes it so important for the sound? Because before, the studio quality sound was for people that worked in the studio. Nobody knew the difference. Nobody cared.
Well,
and you even got people like myself who actually even like vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's you know, some people might even think that's a worse sound of all because of the kind of the grittiness to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But you know, on another note, vinyl is the best sound.
And that's because usually everything with vinyl, most of the time, it tends to be live instruments too.
Yeah. And
live instruments is always going to trump. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like a live instrument is always going to trump
that. But also to add this on, I'm gonna put my music hat on. It's on. It's snapped to the back. Vinyl, the way vinyl is created, you get a pure sound, right? So the vinyl, those grooves in that record, right? That needle is actually pulling that sound out of that groove. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, right? So fast forward from vinyl, then you went to tapes. So the tape is actually a magnetic strip, right? It was magnetic, so it could get a little bit better. But then CD quality was digital. It wrote it digitally on there, so the sound was even better, right? But now what we have is a compressed file, right? So no matter how good it sounds, the file still has to be compressed to send it everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the difference in the sound. So you may be right. That demographic may not exist anymore because the majority of people who are, let's go 25 and below, they don't know the difference.
I mean, and I'm being honest, like, I'm not saying there isn't a difference, but I don't think it's a big enough difference to make me spend an extra $10 a month.
Yeah. So, they don't care. So, I think TIDAL tried to use the Beats by Dre aspect, but Beats by Dre, it had a market and it had a niche of its own. Before there were headphones, designer headphones, before Beats by Dre, nobody put any emphasis on headphones. Mm-hmm. Beats by Dre not only said they're gonna sound better, right? Mm-hmm. But there was no competition at all.
Yeah.
Not because TIDAL has Spotify and all these other Pandora and all these other streaming services, but there was no competition for headphones. And they were like, "Hey, we're gonna charge you $300," and people were like, "Why?" And because they sound like this, and people put them on, and they were like, "Whoa!" And then they became not only an instrument for listening to music, but they became a part of fashion.
And I mean, even if you think about it, like, if you want better quality sound, let's take Beats, for example. You're talking about $300. I mean, if TIDAL's going to run you, the lower end is like 10 to 15 bucks, and the hi-fi sound is 20 or 25. Like, you're paying that on a monthly basis. So after how many months could you have just bought a pair of Beats and maybe sacrificed the hi-fi sound for Spotify? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you right, but the
it's
file is still
cost you gotta pay.
but the file is still gonna be compressed though. See, what they're saying is we have found a way to make it hi-fi. You know, even if you have a good set of headphones, it's a difference in the beats. I talked to somebody who had Beats, and they were like, "I'm listening to TIDAL, and it's still a difference than when I'm streaming."
I just don't think it's that big of a concern. Like, maybe when we hit like George Jetson, society, like maybe
George Jetson on fleek.
I think, and I mentioned this before, I think that the bigger concern is the exclusive content.
Well,
and if you think about it, Jay-Z made a statement that he said he feels that the artists aren't being as creative as they can be, and so now you're leaving it up to the employees.
Yeah, well, see, I don't understand how that really works, because how can you have exclusive content when you're signed to a record label?
Well, that's what I was saying, man. Remember, when we mentioned this before, I was talking about the whole piracy thing. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I got an email, and they were saying that, Rihanna has this new song out, a new video, right? Mm-hmm. I seen it posted on Facebook the next day.
And could you play it?
Yeah. It's just
because I seen something posted and you couldn't play it.
It's like, how can you prevent the content? And let's say you couldn't, but for how long? How long can you hold it hostage is the question. And then,
do you really want to hold it hostage?
And then, like he was saying with the creative content side, basically what he's saying is all this exclusive stuff, new songs, new videos. He wants artists to come up with stuff like they mentioned about J. Cole was going to have something. Everyone that like listens to J. Cole, if he gets so many spins from a certain amount of users, he's going to do these like concerts, and it's going to be specifically for these people. Like, like Ryan Leslie, he says he knows who buys his albums and how many times Joe Blow bought his albums. Yeah. You know how he said that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what TIDAL is saying, is they're trying to kind of get along their lines where, okay, we know Jonathan is listening to J. Cole 3 times a week, and Susie's listening to J. Cole 3 times a week. We're going to send them an email with an exclusive offer to see J. Cole live somewhere, but only to them. I think that's what he's saying with the creative aspect of it all.
Okay.
But once again, it's like, how many true fans are out there to make that a difference for their bottom line, which would bump the stock price up? That's the whole thing. What's gonna really take them to the top?
Well, I don't know. I don't see where they. I think Jay-Z more or less.
Some people are saying that it's rushed, and I think that might be. It could be a factor. I don't want to say it's rushed because I don't. Like you said, there's no overnight success. I don't know how much time went into all this. It was just kind of like you heard Jay-Z bought the company, and then 2 weeks later, TIDAL is over here in the States. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that a lot of thought went into it, but I think that. And sorry, Jay, but I think that this is more geared towards getting the artists more royalties. This is artist friendly. This isn't necessarily user friendly. You get a high.
But how do you get more royalties if you don't have any listeners?
But this is what I'm saying, because they're not getting anything off of Spotify.
So you're saying basically you can only go up.
You can only go up because like we heard, Rapper Big Pooh?
Yeah.
He said he spent like $10,000 and got a $7 check.
And, I saw a video. DJ Ski, he did a video talking about Spotify and TIDAL and stuff like that, and he said the same thing, that they weren't getting any money from it. That's the whole issue why TIDAL was even around.
Yeah, so I think that, and I think that's a good thing for Jay-Z to do, to say, hey, we're artists. I'm looking out for the artists. I'm looking out for the art. We need to get paid more. Everybody is making money off these streams except for the artists. So I think it's more geared towards that. And what you do as a consumer, you just get you reap the benefits from the artists being compensated better. Mm-hmm. You reap the benefits, the high fidelity. You reap the benefits of the exclusive content, the actual private shows. I think Jay-Z was even calling people, at one point, or emailing them, sending them personal emails.
Yeah, somebody was talking about that the other day, but it was like, that's a recording or something like that.
But still, that's cool, though. Even if you get a recording and say, hey, Carter Park, this is Jay-Z.
Well, you know what? I had got a Nipsey Hussle that last mixtape, right? I went ahead and supported the tape, and I bought it.
Oh, you paid?
No. I mean, I paid like it was $10.
Oh, okay. I thought it was $1,000.
Well, no, he had 3 tiers. He had a $10, $100, and $1,000.
Oh, okay.
In the $1,000,
he was at the first tier.
If you paid $1,000, then he's gonna give you access to a private show like the J. Cole thing I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
So I got the $10 one. But what you do is you do it online. Once I got it, I got a text message, and it's like, "Hey, yo, what up? This Nip. Thanks for getting the album, whatever." And it's funny because I got that a while back. Like this, I think was even 2014 when it dropped. I got a text like 2 weeks ago saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be in this city. Come check me out."
No,
because I thought it was just gonna be that one text and that was it.
Nah, they got.
But now I'm in the database and I'm gonna get this text every time now.
Yeah, he's on that Ryan Leslie plan. Cause see, that's what Ryan Leslie was saying. He was saying that he wants to make it where you can reach out to your fans and say, "Hey, I'm here. Come here." This is all when you talk about investing, you wanna actually say, "I'm investing in myself and I'm investing for my future." You want to ask yourself why, how, and what roadmap do I need to take to get there? So Nipsey Hussle says, I'm going to invest in myself. I have to be interactive with the fans. I have to give them exclusive content. I have to let them know that I'm making music not just to sell them something, but to be a part of their lives, And I think that's what TIDAL is trying to do. They're trying to say, hey, we're trying to offer you this exclusive content, but we're also trying to these artists that you love, we want to compensate them. We want them to be able to make music. We want them to be able to bring you the content that you get without being like, oppressed and like, oh man, I never seen a royalty before. We have artists that said that on national radio shows. We have that. So you guys don't fret on TIDAL. Give it some time, and I think it'll work out the kinks. And I think that they'll find their niche and they'll continue to grow, I think so. But I also, this one's gonna be a short one, y'all. We'll continue on next week. But I want to touch on this a little bit, and we don't have to stay on this long, but the NBA playoffs and the revenue generated from the NBA playoffs. The reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I was looking at the Houston-Dallas game, and my team, I still got my Dallas Mavericks shirt on. I don't care if they did get knocked out. I was looking at that game, and I saw Bun B sitting courtside, and I seen a lot of diversity sitting courtside. And Dallas games, from where I'm from, Dallas, I don't see that diversity there. And I was really happy I was like, wow, it kind of shocked me to see all that diversity in Houston. My wife is from Houston, so I know it's a diverse city, but, to get, these games are expensive. Yeah. And, either you're a season ticket holder or you're going to pay a lot of money to, sit down that close, And I was thinking like, wow, the playoffs generate so much revenue, and I wanted to give our listeners and our followers an opportunity to say, okay, how can I invest in this? Just like, how can you invest in the playoffs? When you're looking at the playoffs, right, you're looking at a lot of things, right? So I'm going to run through some quick things that I think when you're looking at the playoffs, other than the basketball that's being played on the court, that you should look at, Okay, this is not a basketball team, but did you guys know that you can invest in the Green Bay Packers? They're actually publicly traded.
You just schooled me on that.
Yeah.
I've heard about investing in like players' brands, but not the actual team.
Yeah. The Packers are owned by the fans. You guys should look at that. Look that up. I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people didn't know that. You know, it's not an NBA team, but you know, it's something that you watch on a you know, every Sunday. Like, you know, you can invest in that. Second of all, when you're looking at these games, right, you have Phillips Arena, and you have all the arenas are, guess what? They're sponsored. Mm-hmm. Take, for instance, Dallas and Miami. Those are the American Airlines centers. You know, when you see that, say, hey, let me see what's going on with American Airlines.
Yeah, that's even like Cowboy Stadium. We still call it Cowboy Stadium, but it's officially AT&T Stadium. AT&T Stadium. When they give them all that money.
Yeah, and once they made that investment in there, there was a stock price movement. When that happened, there was a stock price movement.
You know, AT&T is actually up since they got bumped out of the Dow Jones by Apple.
Yeah, they're doing well, and AT&T, they're based here in Dallas.
Yeah,
they're based here in Dallas. You know. And so, like, Houston has the Toyota Center, right? Uh-huh. So you say, oh, yeah, they're just playing at the Toyota Center. But did you guys know that Toyota is moving to Texas? It's going to bring so many jobs here in Texas.
That's a lot.
Guess what? Guess what that's going to do? That's going to not only boost the economy of Texas, right? But it's going to boost Toyota. When they move their infrastructure here, guess what? They're going to get tax breaks. Mm-hmm. They're going to get all kind of incentives to move here, and that goes to their bottom line, you know? So when you're looking at the playoffs and you look at these arenas, you look at the advertisements on the sides, you look at the advertisements that play throughout the commercials and everything, you say to yourself, how can I invest in these companies, and how do these companies affect me? You know, and you look at it and you say, hey, you know, because they know the demographics of who's watching basketball. Mm-hmm. And like right now, we're watching a Kay's Jeweler commercial. And you know why we're watching the Kay's Jeweler commercial? Because they know it's mostly men that are watching the playoffs.
And now
a beer commercial.
Yeah.
They say you get drunk, you want to propose. And that's what they have. They're like, so when you see this beer commercial, you say, you know what? I'm watching the game. Hey, go get a 6-pack. Bam. See, you have to look at these things when you're investing. Look at them in a whole and look at it for everything that it is. Let's see what the next commercial is going to be. Oh, this is San Andreas. It's a movie.
Yeah, for movies.
It's a movie. It's with The Rock. So it's a manly movie. It's an action flick.
And of course, you just look at the undertone. What is AMC doing? You know.
Yeah, look at what is AMC doing? Who is this? Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. Man, there's so many entries to investing. Right in just looking at this. But we don't look, what is that, Carnival Cruise Lines that the ship went over? Come on, man. It's so many entities that you could be investing in. IMAX, Real 3D, Samsung is the next commercial. You know, when you're looking at the playoffs, there's so much money being generated during these playoffs, but also there are so many investment opportunities that you can actually take advantage of. And we want you guys to be aware of these things. When you're looking at the commercials, ask yourself, why is this commercial playing? Why is it playing?
Why? They even got this dude doing stunts. They knew, okay, a dude is daring. And
yeah, they like, yo, man, I need to get, you look at this, you like, yo, man, I need to get this phone. Because I'm going to be the man. I can take a selfie like that. Can nobody take that? That's a max selfie. Selfie into the max. And this commercial is like a minute long. Usually ads are 30 seconds to keep your attention. But they made this into like a movie.
A mini movie,
Movie. So they're like, yo, we wanna advertise that. And then when you look at like the stats, so they have the cold hard facts on TNT, but it's presented by Coors Light. You know? You got to look at Anheuser-Busch. You got to look at all these things, entry points where you can invest. And on that note, man, it was a blessing bringing this podcast to you guys. We're excited about the new things that are coming up. We're excited about the In the Black starter pack. Man, I'm really excited about that, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be good.
And then we got something on top of that we don't even know what to do with that yet. Yes,
Yeah.
Awkward moment of silence because we looked at each other. We don't even know what to do with that.
I mean, I don't know if y'all really just paid attention, but all this stuff that we're giving out, like, you see the way CP just went through all these commercials at the drop. I mean, you don't even know what commercial's next, but you can think that fast on your feet. And that's what all of our content is getting you.
Yes.
Right? We're going to get you to be... you almost should be able to do that by now.
Yes.
Like we some weeks in the game now with this podcast.
Yo.
You almost should be able to do that by now.
By now. So, yeah, we want you guys to... Because starting with the starter pack, the In the Black starter pack, when you guys pay for that, when you guys get that, when you guys start signing up for that, guess what? You're going to see, like, whoa, these guys gave me so much free content.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put it all together. And, like, when I say pay for it, come on, guys. It is, when we roll out the price, you're going to be like, yo, this is like almost getting it for free. I'm just saying. It's going to be like almost getting it for free for what you're getting. So we're just getting you ready. And remember, guys, shout us out, comment, hit us up if you want to advertise on the podcast. We haven't started doing advertising yet, but it is coming.
And we actually may have I'm going to talk with you offline. We actually may have a little partnership pretty soon,
because we got a lot of stuff coming at us and a lot of things. So if you guys want to get in, go ahead and shoot us a message, email us, DM us. Do what you got to do. But on that note, yo, take care. Thank you guys for listening. Live life. Love God. We're out. I like that one. Short into the